Hello everyone, my name is Will and I'm here to do an album review. This time is Linkin Park, Living Things. Linkin Park is a band that I hold very dear to my heart. They're very unique. You can't really find anybody else that sounds like Linkin Park ever anywhere. You can leave me some comments, maybe I can discover a new band. But other than that, I've never ever heard of a band that sounds like Linkin Park. Whether it's the old Linkin Park or the new Linkin Park, which I'll get to in a second. Now, reviewing this album, it's kind of tough because there's two fan bases now. The ones that hate Linkin Park for what they've done, and the ones that accept Linkin Park or are just now getting started with Linkin Park, and the ones that are kind of in the middle. And it would be an awful mistake of mine to review an album just based on this album, the sound, and ignore the dramatic change that Linkin Park has gone through. I'm gonna do both, and I'm gonna try to keep it in a decent amount of time. But forgive me if I pass my 5-minute mark. Linkin Park started back in 1996, California band. They're new metal, and then as the years progressed, they've switched to, alternative, progressive, so on. And honestly, when they first started the first two albums, it captured everybody by a storm, okay? Nobody thought that they could make it, they rose to the top so fast. So many singles, so many amazing songs. I think the two first albums are perfect. I feel like as a band you want to progress and change. You don't want to do the same thing over and over, and that's understandable, And so they tried Minutes to Midnight, and it was a change. It wasn't a drastic change, but you could definitely tell it was a lighter album. You wouldn't hear the heaviness, the aggressiveness in the vocals, or the rapping parts. It just became more kind of mellowish, some heavy parts in Minutes to Midnight still, but they were experimenting here and there, more synthesizers, new instruments, kind of just playing with ambient sounds, and really was not the old Linkin Park anymore. They changed. Now people just thought, hey, maybe they're just experimenting, they'll come back next album. No, they decided to experiment a little bit more. Now, we don't know if it's the record label doing this, asking them to kind of branch out and try to hit a mainstream audience, try not to be so, underground like they used to be back in their first two albums, Meteora and Hybrid Theory. They were very aggressive and raw. And in this one, they mellowed it down, especially in 1,000 Suns. That was a completely different album, and I feel like that's when I realized they weren't coming back. And a lot of fans still had hope, and other fans fought, and other fans, supported. And I was in the middle. I was okay, fine, I accept. Linkin Park's no longer Linkin Park that I used to know. They're a progressive band. Progressive bands do this. They change. So I admitted right then and there to myself that it was done. I was no longer going to expect Linkin Park to go back to Hybrid Theory or Meteora ever again. I'm fine with that. Opinions. Okay, we need to know this. It's an opinion. So with that being said, they weren't going to change ever, back to what they used to be. But they're going to progress and move on. Minutes to Midnight was a drastic change. 1,000 Suns was an even bigger drastic change. That was more of a letdown musically, not because they changed the sound, but because they put in a lot of fillers. I don't know if it was an idea of theirs, but I really did not take it as trying. Take it as you will, I did not like the fillers that they had. Their songs didn't have that much emotion. It was a lot of experiment, and I feel like it was too much. They branched out way more than Minutes to Midnight did. And I really accepted Minutes to Midnight. I love that album as well. But 1,000 Suns took it to the next level. I did not really enjoy that album, even though it's still a solid release. Here comes Living Things. The rumors, the speculations, the guessing, is it going to be the old Linkin Park? Is it going to be this new 1,000 Suns Part 2? Is it going to be a mix between Minutes to Midnight and 1,000 Suns? Because, the singer said, oh, we're going to try to bring some elements back. And I know I've mentioned that, I've said that they said they were going to go completely back, and I was wrong. Yes, they're going to bring some elements back, but I'm talking about big elements. In this album, there's none. There's no song in this album that relates anything to the first album, so that right there is done. This album, as rumor said, it was correct in the fact that it is a mix between both 1,000 Suns and Minutes to Midnight, with a twist of something new again. Every album is completely new. You have to admit, every album after that has really changed drastically, and I've has added something new to the formula. It's not the same old boring stuff. A lot of bands do this. They're tired of making the same albums, and you know what? I get that. But maybe after you've whipped out maybe 5 or 6 albums, start to branch out and do other things, with little drastic, changes in a couple of songs, kind of test out your waters before you do something like 1,000 Suns, or, just branch out that much. Linkin Park did 2 amazing albums, and I never got to hear anything like that again, ever, since those albums. Korn did this with their dubstep album. Muse is about to maybe come out with a dubstep album. And they're all giants in the music industry in their respective genres. But, they all came out with a lot of albums before they decided to change drastically. Now, this is not dubstep, Linkin Park didn't dubstep, but they sort of hit this new genre. I mean, Linkin Park never copies. I don't think their music sounds like anything that's out there still. Like, even Living Things, it's completely new and fresh to me. It's just not what I want from the name Linkin Park. I accept them now as a new band. I no longer want to relate this name to the old stuff. And that's my little rant on, old and new, blah blah blah, Linkin Park. Have what you have to say in the comments below. If you think I'm wrong, let it out. Now to the album itself. This album was released June 20th of this year, has 12 songs, and it runs under 40 minutes long. What do I think of albums that run under 40 minutes long? I just don't think. Unless the album is fucking amazing and it makes me want more, which is a strategy that a lot of bands use, make an amazing album, don't make it last too long, and then people just don't get tired of listening to it all the way through. With long albums that are like an hour, 70 minutes long, and people are just like, okay, relax. With a blend of length and the fact that they're experimenting, doesn't make it like, oh my god, this is such a long experimental album for Linkin Park, god damn it, I can't listen to it. No. So it's a nice blend. I would have liked it maybe to be like 40 something minutes long, but okay, I'm putting my stuff out there. I didn't like the length that much. It's a pretty good idea when it comes to experimenting. Sound, vocals, here we go. Singing wise, Chester's vocals are still really good. Back in the old Linkin Park and this new Linkin Park, they're still great. They still shine on whatever he's trying to sing around, It still sounds fucking great in every single track. He has it down. I missed really nice screaming vocals, even though like Burn It Down might be the heaviest song on this album, and then there's a really rap heavy song. In songs like Lies, Greed, and Misery, and Lost in the Echo, where the rap is kind of heavy, they really reach a new type of rap, because there was rap in the first releases, but this one it's a little bit different. They take it into a new direction of rapping. It's okay, cool, it's nice. Not really a big fan of it. I don't know. It's new and it's not boring. I'm not a fan of it. But anybody else who's open-minded and really kind of has like a taste for this, you will love these 2 tracks. There won't be any problem for me. As an opener track, I was like, okay, with a little bit of normal vocals by Chester, and then the rapping section, and back to normal vocals. It's cool, That's how they used to do it back in the day, back and forth. Just now with a new sound. Chester's vocals in the rest of the songs are soft because there's really no heavy tracks here. Again, there's tracks that experiment with heavier hits maybe, but it's nothing as aggressive and raw as the old album. As I was saying, Chester's vocals are very muted, very slow, kind of like the end of the world, hope or something. Like, it's just nothing's very. Only Burn It Down, and still Burn It Down is still like all about hope, and I don't know. I don't get pumped up with this music. I feel like I would use this music to walk to work or something, a long walk, listen to it, kind of go like that, when you're in your room, listening to it in your headphones, but I don't feel it, in the car when you just turn it up and you just listen to Paper Cut or Line From You, or other songs that they've done before that's super heavy and it pumps you up and you want to punch people in the face. Most of the songs, when it comes to lyrics, all about like trying to get back up, not lose hope, music like that. I call it like the end of the world kind of sound. Very muted, little trinkles of synthesizers and variety of sounds, very slow, with Chester's kind of like echoey, reverb voice here and there, and it's kind of just repeated with different sounds in each song. So each song is kind of the same formula, different sounds, not a lot going on. You won't be like overwhelmed by any of the songs. They're all really good. No track here is horrible. just the two rapping tracks that kind of take you back a little bit. They're all kind of short, so you really don't get to enjoy any of them that much. I would say perfect for old fans who don't want to, be pushed into such a drastic change. They're an okay amount of length. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna give it 2 scores. For old fans, stop arguing and fighting. They're not coming back. All right, accept it. This is a new Linkin Park. Just think of them as a new band. Try to get it out of your head. I know it hurts, knowing that you're never gonna get that old sound back, but let it be. For an old fan like me, since they started, I would give this album a 5 out of 10. For new fans and fans who are really neutral and really enjoy the sound, who've liked every single Linkin Park album, no matter what they do, they just enjoy what they do because they're so creative, so progressive. They're a progressive band. This is what they do, and they do it perfectly. Linkin Park, props to you guys for just being so new and innovative, and not boring, and just proving to other bands out there that they don't have to repeat the same thing to reach success. You can try new things and just be amazing, and that just shows by Linkin Park. Just kind of wish you guys stayed with your sound a little bit longer, more than 2 albums at least. Either way, good job. For neutral fans and for new fans who really enjoy this sound, kind of relaxing, end of the world sounds, experimental music, some rapping here and there, muted vocals kind of thing, nothing aggressive. This album's probably like a 7.5 to an 8 to you guys, and I'm pretty sure I'm hitting right at home with that score. So I give it 2 scores. I know people would normally want 1 score, but I can't. It just, after all the reviews I've seen and all the times I've listened to this and the old albums and this and you just can't. I can't do it. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Music Reunification, and stay tuned.